Since the year 1975, starting with the game Dungeons and Dragons, bosses have played a key role in video games of all genres, spanning from RPGs and platformers all the way to beat rhythm games. They are usually there to serve a purpose, whether to show off a game mechanic, reveal story elements, or to be a challenging roadblock in the player's progression. With good execution of its intended purpose, who can make it stand out among other bosses? This is done by adding story to the bosses, like who are they? What did they stand for? And why are they deserving of the title of boss? A boss fight is only as good as their story. There are few who can achieve a balance of difficulty in the story. Both are easy to do separately, but near impossible to do successfully together. To tell a boss's story through the fight, a fight which hits all the marks, is the greatest achievement for a boss to hit. There are few bosses that do this better than my personal favorite boss, Star Gorge Radahn, mightiest of the demon gods. The name itself writes a story. A man so powerful, he rivaled the stars themselves. He grew up as the first child of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, a Radahn of the Golden Order. Growing up, he always aspired to be like Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. In an attempt to emulate his idol, he fashioned his armor with lions, the symbol of Godfrey. One day, his father left his mother to try to be the consort of Queen Marika and to be the second Elden Lord. Thus, he and his siblings were raised to demigod status. He began to grow massively, and not wanting to abandon his horse Leonard, he went to a alabaster lord in the town of Celia to learn gravitational magic to hover above his steed. After mastering this magic, it allowed him to, quote, challenge the very stars themselves. After locking the stars in place that threatened the lands between, he earned the moniker of Star Gorge. In the events of the Shattering, a topic deserving its own essay, his half-sister Melania, Blade of Mikola, went to confront Radahn and Caled, the region in which Radahn resided in, for a reason still debated. In the Battle of Ionia, Radahn was decisively winning the battle, until Melania got desperate and is the equivalent of bringing an atomic bomb to a duel, unleashes her scarlet Ionia right into Radahn's chest, melting his mind down to that of a wild animal, and unleashing hell upon Caled. Even after their general's fall, his knights stay loyal, vowing to give their general a warrior's death. The lore summary is quite concise and missing out on a lot of his story, but it gives the general footnotes of his story. Now, the story aspect is there, but what about the fight? After locking the stars in place that threatened the lands between, he earned the moniker of Star Gorge. In the events of the Shattering, a topic deserving its own essay, his half-sister Melania, Blade of Mikola, went to confront Radahn and Caled, the region in which Radahn resided in, for a reason still debated. In the Battle of Ionia, Radahn was decisively winning the battle until Millennia got desperate, and is the equivalent of ramping an atomic bomb to a duel unleashes her scarlet Aeonia right into Radahn's chest, melting his mind down to that of a wild animal, and unleashing hell upon Caled. Even after their generals fall, his knights stay loyal, vowing to give their general a warrior's death. The lore summary is quite concise and missing out on a lot of his story, but it gives the general footnotes of his story. Now, the story aspect is there, but what about the fight? While talking to NPCs, you hear plenty of this festival, a so-called celebration of war, a gathering of warriors to put the general to rest. You arrive at the castle, the place of the festival, and see similar faces of friends, all there to be beside you in battle. The sounds of soldiers chanting in honor of their general and in preparation of the upcoming battle. A man stands above all, jeering, and announcing the fight is about to start. You go up beside him and talk to him, and a cutscene plays. You see the giant man, clad in armor, feasting upon bodies like a ravaging beast. You can observe his feet are gone, eroded from drafting upon the sand for thousands of years. You see his horse eating to yourself, and you realize after all this time, he still refuses to hurt his fierce steed, hovering above him all that time. You enter his fight, only to see immediately barraged by arrows large enough to be spears. You summon your comrades and get close enough for swordplay, and begin the real fight. He utilizes sword slashes, tracks, and amazing displays of gravitational magic. Midway through the fight, he jumps into the air, out of sight. Then out of nowhere, he comes down and slams into the ground in a fiery meteoroid. The sky darkens, the moon quickens. His attacks are faster, harder, more unpredictable. His displays of gravitational magic grow larger, flying through the sky like a drill. After a long, hard-fought battle and plenty of deaths, the great general falls. Moments after, you see hundreds, if not thousands, of celestial bodies fly by, freed from the George's grasp. Even his body, his mind, and power being ruined by the rot, he still held back the stars for 5 millenniums. His fight, his story, how a perfect story. One of a mighty general who was a warrior to the very end. His epic, very hard, cinematic fight, along with the honor you feel during the fight, combined, is my favorite boss of all time. Being real, Elrond is one of my first really hard games I played, so I have a real attachment to it, and Radahn being my first real boss I really fought makes it all that more special to me. My first playthrough, I died close to 100 times. It was the first boss I really had to learn attack patterns for and punish windows, and that mid boss transition move made my jaw drop. I might make an essay on Radahn and the events of the DLC one day. Anyways, Radahn, a true Chad. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. In the Battle of Ionia, Radahn was